This is the Wii Viewer.
And the Little Wii Viewer.
And we're going to review
Mini Ninjas.
So what'd you think about this game?
I liked it.
I liked it too. I love the look and feel of this game. Even the opening cutscenes were fun to watch. They did a good job of sucking you into the story. The basic story is this. You play as Hero, the worst possible candidate to go save the world. But your master didn't have a choice after the others he sent out to stop the evil that was upon them kept disappearing without a trace. The master has discovered that an evil warlord is turning all the animals into soldiers for his army. So he sends you and your friends out to search for his missing students and stop the evil warlord's plans. It's weird. The whole time I'm playing this, I kept thinking of the game Okami. I don't know why. Maybe it has the same feel, and that's definitely a good thing.
And speaking of Okami, it's like an Okami game for children.
What'd you think of the level designs?
They're very unique. I mean, I like their clever level design.
Basically, it's a linear level design. But the thing is, the levels are so huge, there's many ways you can get from point A to point B. Like, you could take the road, or you could skip the road altogether and just take the river to get there, or cut through the grass, go down a mountain trail. There are many ways to get to your goal of where you need to go, which I thought was cool. Plus, there are a lot of secret areas where you can find stuff.
And let me clarify what you just said. There's many ways to beat the level.
Well, no, that's not true. You only beat the level one way.
Yes, very true. But I'm saying that you can move in a certain area, go down shortcuts.
You don't have to follow a set trail. You can bypass a bunch of stuff if you really want. So what did you think of the controls?
I think they're okay.
I actually think they're better than okay. I didn't have one problem with the motion controls at all. I think they all worked perfectly. And that's pretty impressive for a third-party developer.
Well, you know how you can take out your hat?
Yeah, you mean with the swipe of the nunchuck?
Sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes it just gets frustrating to just get your hat.
You know what? I disagree with you. I never had an issue with getting my hat out. The hat that we're talking about is an item that you get that'll let you use it as a boat, or it'll protect you from arrows. Apparently, this game is also educational because if you ever get into a situation where a bunch of arrows are being shot at you, just put on a huge hat and you'll be okay.
Psst, he really doesn't mean it.
As you're traveling through the large levels, you'll come across the magically turned animals into soldiers. You'll have to fight them to remove the spell on them. You could just keep normally attacking them in the beginning, but as the levels progress, you're going to need to put a little more strategy into fighting them. You'll eventually need to use your ninja skills to sneak up on them from the tall grass, or you'll need to stun them before attacking. As you're fighting them, you'll eventually get orbs that will give you a special attack that will let you fight many of them at a time. You just have to press A and B to activate it and use your Wiimote to pick which enemies you want to attack. It was that easy. You can change characters at any time during the game. You have to rescue these people before they can join your group. And each of them had a different thing to contribute. The best character was probably the main one, wouldn't you agree?
Agreed. It's the only one that could use the spells.
Alright, since you brought it up, let's talk about the spells. Some of the examples of some of the spells you could do are you could jump into animals and use them to attack or find hidden items in the worlds. But oddly, when you jump into a bird, you can't fly. I was looking forward to flying around the level, but they wouldn't let me do it. That seemed like a mistake. You should have been able to do it when you're in a bird form. There's also fireball spells, and what else?
Turn into a bush and to locate the shrine.
And quite a few more. You had a certain magic power bar that would be depleted every time you used one, but it would come back after time.
Speaking of a magic bar, if you level up with XP when you fight, then depending on what level you level up to, you'll get more power, so you could use spells or sprinting.
That's right, the more you fight in this game, the more experience points you get, and that upgrades your attributes. As you're going through the levels, occasionally you'll come up against a boss character. What'd you think about those fights?
I think they were pretty clever. This one where you have to stand behind a pole so a giant statue thingy would be stuck. And then you would have to climb up his sword and attack him from there.
Mini Ninjas, Little Wii Viewer, would you buy, rent, or skip?
I think it's a buy, because the game is awesome.
Okay, I would agree with you. The game is awesome, and I think it's definitely worth a buy.